Hello everyone, welcome to the new series of Drishti IAS. I am Ritu and today we are going to discuss an important topic of the polity. The title of today's topic is Assam Rifle and what is happening with Assam Rifles in the Manipur. So this topic is important from polity perspective, which means GS2. So before moving to the points of discussion, first of all we should know what is the background of the Manipur conflict, and we all know that since past 3 months Meiteis community of the Manipur and Kuki community of the Manipur are fighting among themselves. And why they are fighting? Because of the tribal status of the Meiteis community. And because of this conflict, so many humanitarian things are compromised, which is that children are getting affected day by day, women's dignity is compromised day by day, and the livelihood of the people are affected day by day. So this is the problem happening in the Manipur. And in the series of all these problems, a new problem has came, which is the conflict between Manipur Police and the Assam Rifles. So moving to the points of discussion part. So first of all, we will discuss the news, that why this topic is in news, and a brief introduction about who are the Assam Rifles. And after that, we will also discuss about what is the history of Assam Rifles, and we will also discuss about that what is the uniqueness about the Assam Rifles. Later, we will discuss about the conflict associated with the Assam Rifles, which means that which ministry should control the Assam Rifles. And after that, we will discuss the practice question for prelims and mains. Moving to the news part. So what happened on a social media, a video has been circulated, and in that video we can see that there is a scuffle between Assam Rifles and Manipur Police, in which Manipur Police is allaying to the Assam Rifles that you guys are disturbing the peace and order situation in the Manipur and you people are supporting the 𝐾𝐸 community of the Manipur. On the other hand, the Manipur Police has also filed an FIR on the Assam Rifles that they are supporting the 𝐾𝐸 community, and they are also supporting the offenders from the 𝐾𝐸 community, and they are also supporting the poppy plantation in the Manipur. So this is the news. Moving to the next slide. So the next slide is about the who are the Assam Rifles. So they are Central Armed Police Force, and among all the 6 Central Armed Police Force, they are one. And there is a unique thing about Assam Rifle is that, their operational head is Indian Army, which is Ministry of Defense, and their administrative head is the Ministry of Home Affairs. And their main aim is to maintain law and order situation in the northeastern area. And they are also responsible to safeguard the Indo-Myanmar border. And after that, what is the sanction strength they have? So the sanction strength they have of the 63,000 personnel, and which are organized in 46 battalions. So this is a brief about the Assam Rifles. Moving to the history part. So what is the history of Assam Rifles? So they were created in the 1835 with just 750 people, and they had an immense contribution in World War I and also in World War II, and after independence they have contributed to the Sino-Indian War 1962 and also in the insurgency operation carried by the government of the India. And because of their contribution to the northeastern area, because with their help government of India is able to connect to the northeastern area, and they had opened the northeastern region in the administrative field, also in the commercial field, and because of that they are called the right arm of the civil and left arm of the military. It means they are serving the dual purpose here. Moving to the next slide. So what is their contribution in World War I? So during the World War I, the Gurkha battalion was on the leave, and they were tasked that in place of Gurkha battalion, the Assam Rifles will work. And earlier they were part of the Assam Police and Assam Military Force. So they were tasked that they will work in place of the Gurkha battalion. And they had contributed a lot, and because of that in 1970 they were given the title of the Assam Rifles, because they have fought bravely with the rifle regiment of the British Army, and in the Great War they have helped a lot to the British Army, and because of that they are called as Assam Rifles. Coming to the Second World War. So in the Second World War they were deputed on the border of Indo-Burma border, and there they had created illusion among Japanese army, and Japanese thought that they were supporting the Japanese army, but they were not supporting the Japanese army. And they had also created a resistant force at that time, and the resistant force was named as Victor Force. So in this manner they had helped a lot in the Second World War also. And in the First World War they have given 76 gallantry awards by the British government, and in the Second World War they have been given 48 gallantry award by the British India, and they had also played huge role in the Indo-Sino War, which is in 1962, and in 1987 they had sent to the Sri Lanka for the Indian peacekeeping force. It means that they had a multi-purpose role in the world arena. Moving to the next slide. So the next slide is about what is the unique about Assam Rifles. So it is the only paramilitary force which have a dual control system. And what is the dual control system? It means that one administrative division is controlled by MHA, which is Ministry of Home Affairs, and the operational is controlled by Ministry of Defense, which is Indian Army. So this is the uniqueness about the Assam Rifles. And what happened that because of the dual control, the structure was also totally divided, and the salaries and infrastructure for the force is provided by Ministry of Home Affairs. On the other hand, the deployment, posting and transfer is decided by the Indian Army, which is Ministry of Defense. And all its senior ranks from DG to IG were deputed from the Indian Army. And who is the commander of the Assam Rifle? So the commander of Assam Rifle is the Lieutenant General of the Indian Army. Moving to the next slide. So what the next slide says that, though they are a part of the Indian Army and they are operated by the Indian Army, but the perks and promotion and recruitment given to the Assam Rifles was based on the CAPF, which is the Ministry of Home Affairs. Moving to the next slide. So what is the controversy they have, and what is the conflict between Ministry of Home Affairs and Ministry of Defense related to the Assam Rifles? So the large section of Assam Rifle wants to conjoin with the Indian Army, which is Ministry of Defense, and Assam Rifle is saying that they are designed according to the army perspective, not to the police perspective. And even the Indian Army and Ministry of Defense also says that they are designed according to the Indian Army, not to the CAPF. And why it's so many members wants to join the Indian Army and they want to associate themselves with the Indian Army? Because their retirement age is just 35 years. But this is a bad point for them that in the age of 35 years, they will retire from the Indian Army. But why they want to join Indian Army? Because there are so many perks, recruitment, promotions are there in the Indian Army. But such perks, promotion, recruitment are not there in the CAPF. So this is the reason they want to join the Indian Army, not to the CAPF. And basically their main job is just like the army, not like the police force. So the reason, because of the structural thing also, they want to join the Indian Army. Moving to the next slide, which is what the Ministry of Home Affairs says. So Ministry of Home Affairs argue that, the border guarding force are under the operational control of the CAPF, which is the Ministry of Home Affairs. And if Assam Rifles would also join them, then it would be a very good affair for them. On the other hand, Ministry of Home Affairs says that, Indo-Myanmar border should be governed by the Assam Rifle. So this is the argument given by the Ministry of Home Affairs. Moving to the next slide. So what Army says? Army says that it is designed in the army model and it should not be broken. And whatever the deputation, promotion, all these things are decided by the army. So it should be in the army camp. So this is the conflict between the Indian Army and also with the Ministry of Home Affairs, that all these two ministries are fighting for the control over the Assam Rifles. Though Assam Rifles are divided between these two forces and they get lots of problem because of that. So this is the conflict area they have. Moving to the next slide. So next slide is about practice question for prelims. So the question is related to Assam Rifles. The first statement is it is a central paramilitary force. We have discussed about it. The second thing is that it came to primarily protect the British tea states. And when it was formed. So you can manage this point from there. And the third statement says that it is known as the right arm of the civil and left arm of the military. And here they are asking the not correct statement. And your options are only one, only two, all three, none. Moving to the mains part. So the mains part says that discuss the key mandate carried out by Assam Rifles. What are the issues and concerns surrounding the dual control of the same? So first of all, you have to discuss the Assam Rifle and you have to give brief introduction about the Assam Rifles. Like they were made in 1835. And you can also quote that, they have given lots of contribution to the Northeast. That's why they are called the left and right arm of the Northeast. And you can also discuss that, what are the key mandates they have. So the Assam Rifle wants to join with the Indian Army because of the perks, promotion, and their operational head is the Indian Army only. So they want to join the Ministry of Defense. So this is the key mandate of the Assam Rifles. And what is the concern here? So we can see that, the Assam Rifle is governed by the two ministries, which is Ministry of Defense and Ministry of Home Affairs. So in that process, they get lots of confusion, and national security is also compromised because they are designed according to the army, but they are getting promotion, salaries, recruitment according to the police force. So there is always a confusing kind of situation, whether they are army, whether they are police, and there should be only one ministry to control them, so that they will not also confuse on many points. And also, if one ministry would control them, it would be very effective for them. So there should be only one reporting authority where they have to report, and they will also get satisfaction accordingly. And they should also focus on the one rank and one pension scheme. So such kind of scheme should also introduced for the Assam Rifles. So these kind of conflict should be managed, and if it will be not managed, then there will be the security challenges in the India, and there will be constant conflict between the local police and the Assam Rifles. So these are the problem. It should be managed by the government of India, and there should be one ministry, whether it should be Ministry of Defense and whether it should be the Ministry of Home Affairs. So that's all for today's lecture. I hope you like this lecture. If you have any queries related to this lecture, kindly ask in the comment section. Thank you.